I don't even have to explain to you why generative AI is bad. The same goes for Unity asset flips. But this has been becoming a huge growing problem for the Nintendo eShop, and it's really hurting Nintendo's reputation in a lot of ways, and also making the eShop nearly unusable in some cases. So I wanted to discuss the issue with AI slop on the eShop, and what Nintendo could do about this, and how they could fix this with the Switch 2. So before we get started, I wanted to mention that I have a goal to hit 30,000 subscribers before the Switch 2 launches, so if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing, and if I hit that goal, I will give away a copy of the new Mario Kart game. But let's start off by taking a look at the Nintendo eShop to see what this issue is. Okay, so just to show how bad this issue is, I'm on the eShop, and I'm going to set a timer for 30 seconds to see how many AI covers I can find in recent releases. So let's start now. So we have 1, 2, 3, I'm pretty sure that's AI, 4, what even is that? Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I found 12 in 30 seconds. What even is this one? I can't even describe what that looks like because it wouldn't be family friendly for this channel. But, oh, there's even more that I missed after that. Wow. And the eShop's, like, really slow, too. That's, like, another issue with it. But, yeah, that is, like, 100% AI. You can see, like, all of these, like issues and, imperfections on it. Yeah, this is, like, YouTube Shorts level, like, AI slop here, like, with this cover in particular. It's like, wow. Just, like, so much of the eShop here. Like, there's, like, another, like, really funny one that I found, like, right up here. Here it is. Doggy Up. What even is this? This is, like, insane. What is this game even supposed to be? I have no idea what this game... It's $6.99. It's probably not even worth, like, 10 cents, to be completely honest. I wouldn't even play this game for free. But a platformer game where you play as a German Shepherd named Ollie trapped in his own dreams. Can you pass the main challenge and free Ollie from his captivity? This game will delight you with pleasant graphics, diverse locations, and the ability to improve character characteristics. This was 100% put through ChatGPT. Like, this is crazy. So this is a pretty bad issue, even though it's kind of funny looking at these covers and awful games. This could be causing a lot of issues that Nintendo is definitely partially responsible for. And one is the fact that these are practically scams. I'm not going to call it an outright scam because I guess that could kind of run into some legal issues, but they are practically scams because they are basically not even games and they are not what they're advertised as. And there are a few different levels when it comes to shovelware games. Like, this is probably, like, the absolute bottom of the barrel when it comes to crappy shovelware games. Like, on one hand, you have, like, the usual, like, just lousy licensed games like Eminem's Kart Racing or Ninja Bread Man, stuff like that. Like, stuff like from the Wii, you just have a ton of those. I guess there's, like, Chicken Shoot as well. Like, just, like, a lot of these just really crappy games, but you could at least call them games. And another level, kind of below that, is like the Famiclones clones, like where you have like all of those just like ROM hacks that they're putting on there, and they're just like very poorly made, just bootleg stuff. And then now what we're seeing is the absolute bottom of the barrel, which is basically just asset flips or copied shovelware games. Like, some of these have absolutely no effort put into them. They're literally just submitted to the eShop with like an AI cover or poorly photoshopped cover. on there and just spread around. And to us, it looks very obvious that they're pretty terrible and just, like, not actually games. But to, like, the casual audience, like, either, like, people who are out of the loop or parents buying games for their kids, this is not as obvious. Like, I'm sure, like, in the past, you've accidentally, like, when you were a kid, you've accidentally gotten, like, a bootleg system or a bootleg game or something like that. That's very common. Because we know how common, like, these bootleg consoles and things are. This is kind of like a similar logic. People will buy these, like, AI slop games just thinking that they're actual games in a similar way to how these, like, bootleg games are. So, I think it's kind of a similar issue in that regard. So, like, and then when people actually find out what these games are and actually boot them up and realize that they are, like, just barely games at all, and then they'll realize that they've just wasted, like, $8 on it. And the problem is, and partially why Nintendo is responsible, even more so than, like, not taking these games down or, like, not approving, or actually approving these games, is, like, the fact that they don't have any policy for returning these games. Like, on Steam, like, you could actually return a game after you've, like, played it for a little bit, or have had it for a certain amount of time. Like, because of these situations, or if you just don't like a certain game. But the eShop doesn't have that. Your purchase is final on the eShop. So that really makes Nintendo partially responsible for this and why they should really fix this. And another issue is the fact that it hides a lot of genuinely good games. Like, using the recently released tab is almost impossible. And this covers up a lot of really good indie games that definitely deserve more attention. Like, it's really unfortunate that a lot of indie games kind of fly under the radar. I mean, it's great that, like, some indie games kind of get popular, like Pizza Tower or Anton Blast, or even Bug Fables. But there's, like, a lot of others that are really good that, like, not a lot of people know about. So it's pretty unfortunate that, like, having all of these really, like, shovelware slop games on here kind of hides them. Like, it's good that Nintendo has been making an effort to kind of market the Switch as, like, a system that has a lot of great indie games on it, but they really need to commit to that by making it, like, easier to find indie games on the Switch and not have, like, or not allow, like, a lot of these just shovelware games on the system. They really need to be better than that, honestly. And, like, another thing is the fact that this kind of, like, hurts Nintendo's reputation as well. I mean, I know in the grand scheme of things, like, we will still always know Nintendo for making pretty good games. Sometimes they have, like, flaws a lot of times, like, with publishing the Pokemon games or releasing games that don't have a lot of content at launch. But for the most part, their games are genuinely really good. So just having these games on there alongside their great games isn't a good look. And I think there's a lot of ways they could do something about this. Like, Nintendo is a multi-billion-dollar company. They are one of the biggest companies in Japan. So there is really no excuse to not do anything about this. Like, rather than kind of allowing these games to be on there automatically and just, like, allowing these games on there. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what their process is. But it seems like it's not a human that is allowing these games to be on here. It seems like it's some kind of bot. But if that's the case, they really need to get an actual human involved. They really need an actual team to look at these games, play these games, and actually... Well, that might be a bit much, since there are thousands of games, but at least maybe, like, a look on... Like, maybe just have enough people to where they could, like, test out the games a little bit and just see if they're, like, quality enough to actually be on the eShop. Because there really needs to be a standard of quality there. Like, way back in the 80s, like, Nintendo created the seal of quality, and that's something that they're partially known for. They are known for their consistent quality with games that they either publish, license, or allow on their platforms. So, they really need to step it up in that regard, and I really hope they improve it going into the Switch 2 era. I mean, they definitely need to do something about it on the Switch 1, like, but just in general, I really hope they improve this issue. This has been an issue that has just been plaguing the video game industry in general. Like, this is not just a Nintendo issue, it's also kind of like on, like, Xbox and PlayStation as well. Like, we've seen recently the Mario Strikers Soccer League, that awful, completely unplayable game that's like ripping off Mario Strikers Battle League. It makes Mario Strikers Battle League look like Thousand Year Door, but it's like, there are just a ton of awful games being released on these huge platforms, and it's just really unfortunate that these large game companies and, like, platforms won't do anything about it. So, yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!